it's Seraphim, and today we're making cinnamon rolls. Soft, fluffy, light and delicious buns of goodness. We're making very classic and pretty simple cinnamon rolls. It's an easy recipe with straightforward steps. Let's jump right in. Okay, so the first step actually, is to make Tangzhong. And I've already done that. I'm not going to show you how to make it again in this video, but you can check out our previous videos for how to make it and for more on its benefits. But this is quite important. It's a great ingredient. It does a lot for our bread. It makes it softer, stay softer for longer, and also by absorbing more water, it makes the bread easier to handle, even if it's at a higher hydration. Okay, so since I've got all my ingredients prepared, I'm going to take my stand mixer's bowl, put it here, beauty right here, and then it's time to add the ingredients. So turn on the scale, just to double check. And first thing that's going in is our beloved Tangzhong with a spatula to scrape it in. There it is, nice and clean. I'm going to clean that up a bit. So this is 265 grams of bread flour, and that's quite important because the high protein will help give our cinnamon rolls that oomph they need to rise in the oven. So I'm just going to put it in. Next we have 25 grams of milk powder, and then 40 grams of caster sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 90 grams of water, put that in. 1 egg yolk, and then 1 teaspoon of yeast. Okay, so we have one final ingredient, which is butter, but we're going to wait to add this. We're going to save it for later because all fat interferes with gluten development, and so we're going to knead the bread for a little bit first before adding the butter. By the way, this is 25 grams of butter. And well, it's good to leave it out, let it soften a bit more. Okay, so now let's take the bowl to the stand mixer. Just locking that in. And then it's got a dough hook attachment, by the way. And then we're going to combine this on a low speed for about 1 minute just to get all the ingredients combined so we don't have flour flying in our faces. And then we're going to take it up to a medium-high speed. Let that knead for another 3 to 4 minutes so that it can develop some gluten. Okay, so it's time to add the butter. So pop this open. There we go. Slide it all in. Great. There. Okay, so it's time for us to start the mixer back on medium-high. Okay, so the time has passed and the dough looks pretty much done, and we can tell because it's actually already cleaning up the bottom of the bowl. And when you pull it up like that, you see that lift off? There you go. It's coming off. It's not perfectly clean on the sides, but that's fine. The dough is pretty much done because it looks smooth, cohesive, and it looks ready to go. And just make sure of that. We're going to give it one final test, which is the window pane test. And I'm just going to take a small portion of the dough here and try to spread it out thin enough. There you go. See? You can see my finger through it, and you can also see the light from the window pane, the real window pane, through it. There you go. All right, so just before we take the dough out of the bowl, I'm going to oil the bowl that it's going to rest in. So just using a bit of vegetable oil here. And then I'm also going to oil my hands, by the way. So just making sure to line it well. You don't really need that much oil, but this is going to help help the dough come out of the bowl later, as well as prevent the dough from sticking to our hands. So, like that. So now I'm going to just dust the work surface with a bit of flour. Okay, quite a bit, just to prevent sticking here and there. And make sure to dust your hands as well. And then with my trusty scraper, I'm just going to start scraping the dough down. Get it down. There we go. It's pretty tight, strong. All right. Up. Out we go. Isn't that quite nice? Make sure to get everything that we've left behind. Okay, so now I'm just going to flatten this out a bit and then round it into a more even shape, just a bowl. If you've watched our videos before, you already know what's going to happen. It's really simple. And then I'm just going to round it with my palms, just like this. So this is going straight to bulk fermentation. Okay, so we're going to cover it, and then I'm going to leave it for an hour or until it doubles in size. Now where's my cover? I'm an artist. Okay, so while the dough is bulk fermenting, we're just going to quickly make the fillings. So to make the filling, we're going to combine 80 grams of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder, 40 grams of butter, and a pinch of salt, just to make the taste a little better. Oh, look at that, it's beautiful. Okay, so bulk fermentation is done. Just before I take out the dough, I'm going to lightly flour the work surface. Just a little bit, because this time we have oil at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about sticking that much. Alright, so I'm just going to flip this over and it should come right out. There we go. Ooh, you see that? It smells so good. Okay, pat it out. Dun, dun, dun. And right now we're going to shape it into a long rectangle that is about ½ centimeter thick. So that's the goal here, get it about ½ centimeter thick. So I'm just going to use my rolling pin. And a quick tip for making a rectangular shape with the rolling pin is never roll all the way to the edges like that. Don't do that. Just roll here, and as you can see, it's already starting to form a square-like shape. And of course, use flour as needed to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom. So just double check. And make sure to pat out any big bubbles too. Okay, and another tip is that you should always roll from the center out. So for example, when I roll up, I'm going to roll from the center and then up. Not rolling back, I'm going to go back to the center and then roll down. This will help you get more even result. Okay, so this already looks pretty thin. It looks pretty good already. So I've got my ruler here and I'm going to measure it to see whether or not it's about ½ centimeter in thickness. All right, so now it's time to put the filling on top of the dough. All right. Okay, just before I add filling to the dough, I'm just going to clean it up with the veg scraper, just making sure the sides are a bit more neat, so that way when you roll, Alright, so we got a pretty neat rectangle here. Just getting rid of any bubbles that may be. Alright, at the ends here. Alright. And now we're going to add filling to the top. So, filling. A little bit. I'm starting from the left corner here. So we get an even result. Okay, now that the filling has been evenly spread across the dough, we're going to roll the dough starting from here all the way down to here. So I've left a little bit of dough here so that we can seal the cinnamon roll. And the thing about rolling is that we want to do it not too tight and not too loose. So just right to make sure that the filling stays in, but also not so much that the filling starts to squeeze out, okay? All right. Roll here. Go, sink it in. Again, there we go. That's pretty nice. Neat. Nice, it's not sticking at all. That's good. Down. Okay. A bit more. A little more. Okay, so now that it looks good, nice, long, and even, we use just a little bit of flour, and then we're going to want to roll it over and really just seal the seams. Actually, it's already pretty well sealed right now, but as you can see, it's better to be safe than sorry. Just pinch. Taking and pinching until they have fully sealed. This is why we left the bottom bit with a bit of space without filling. So what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting off the edges, so those bits that the cinnamon filling didn't get to, and this will also make it much neater. So just here, I guess. There we go. And before cutting the long roll, we're just going to quickly line the baking pan with a bit of non-stick pan coating. You could use any kind of fat instead, including vegetable oil or butter, and the same rule applies, just make sure to get into every nook and cranny to prevent sticking. Okay, so I'm going to divide it into two first, and then divide it into two again, and then divide it into two one more time. Just using the ruler here, so we get 8 pieces. Okay, so now that we've got the cinnamon rolls cut and they look good, we're going to start arranging them in the baking pan. So we're going to have 4 on each row here, so that's how I'm going to arrange it. And make sure to give them enough space to grow, because they will grow. It's okay if they're touching a little bit, but they will expand, so don't be surprised. There we go. There's another one here, a little bit Okay, now that we are done arranging them in the baking pan, we're going to cover them with plastic wrap. And then we're going to let them proof for about an hour to a half an hour, I think a half an hour, until they almost double in size. I'll just cover them well here. A bit too much plastic wrap, okay. Okay, so the time's up and the dough has fully proved. As you can see, it's a lot bigger. And about 15 minutes before now, we already preheated the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, top and bottom heat. And now all that's left to do is take this over there and bake it. Okay, I'm just gonna lift the plastic wrap, pull it all the way out. Oh, look at that, so beautiful. So we're gonna bake it for 30 to 35 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, top and bottom heat, or until it turns golden brown on top. Okay, so it's out of the oven, and I'm going to give it the final touch, which is a dusting of donut sugar. So I'm just going to sprinkle it on top.